All right, you're welcome, friends. This is a great day. Have you ever been to? Have you ever found yourself being resisted over the result you want to produce? Have you ever, maybe in your place of work, you have an idea that has not been accepted, even though you have projected, even though you have talked about it severally and nobody's accepted it? Or have you, or even in a family setting, or in every area of your leadership expressions, have you ever been resisted over an idea, over a project, over the kind of results you want to produce for the organization to move forward? Or even for your life, have you been resisted? Have you found yourself being resisted at one point or the other over something you know that will work well for yourself and for everyone? Have you been resisted? All right, so this moment, let's talk about embracing resistance. Every great leader faces resistance. And as long as you are in your leadership journey, resistance must come. There are several reasons why you must always face resistance in your leadership journey. Number one, people have different interests, all right? Your interests and others are not the same. So people could have different interests, so you could face resistance with them. People have this different purpose and pursuits, all right? So people have different purpose and pursuits, and so you could have faced resistance with any project you have, or even the interesting idea you have. You could have that resistance. And also, people also have boundaries. So because people have boundaries, they wouldn't do what to. The boundaries could come in by way of legislation. It could be policies. It could be things. It could be things that they wouldn't want to do or engage in. So those are boundaries too. So people have boundaries. So because of this, you may likely at one point or the other in your leadership journey have resistance. So not everyone will always accept what you do and the way you do it. So be ready to embrace resistance. So this moment, I just want to show you briefly how you could embrace resistance in your area, in your field, in your sphere, in your pursuit, in your leadership journey. How could you embrace resistance? How you could embrace resistance? Let me take your mind to a story, a biblical analysis of a woman who met with Jesus in his walkway. I already told you that Jesus is my role model in leadership, so you need to just follow me in this. And she met with Jesus and said to him, "Please come and heal my daughter who is being oppressed by the devil." All right, so the woman pressed on him. His disciples told Jesus to send the woman away. She has so disturbed them. And that's in Matthew chapter 15 from verse 21 to 28. That's where you can read this story. The woman was a Gentile, a Canaanite woman. She was not a Hebrew. She wasn't an Israelite. So she had this challenge of her daughter being ill. And she wanted Jesus to come and heal her. But she was resisted by the disciples who said, "Please send her away." Again, as the woman pressed on Jesus, Jesus said to her, "I am not sent to save the Gentiles. My assignment is to help the lost sheep of Israel." So there was that resistance, maybe a racial resistance, regional resistance, tribalistic resistance, whatever you could call it, but that was resistance along tribal and racial lines. And Jesus said, "I am sent to help the lost of Israel." In fact, that's my purpose and that's my focus. And the woman pressed forward. She went to Jesus and worshipped him and said, "Please come and heal my daughter." And Jesus said to her, "It is not good you cannot use the food for the children, food meant for the children, and throw that to the dogs." And That was it for now. But the woman pressed forward and said, even dogs can eat the crumbs from the master's table. So when the woman said this, Jesus marveled and said, woman, your daughter is home. Your faith has saved. And go, your daughter is here. And she got her result. Now, in embracing resistance from this story, I want to give you like 5 or 6 points on how you could embrace resistance on a project or a result you want to get that you haven't got before from this simple story. Number 1, be decisive and be intentional about the result you want to get. You are facing resistance, the project is not being accepted, the proposals are out and checked and cast away, whatever it is, you're facing resistance in your leadership journey. Be intentional and be purposeful. Be focused. Be purposeful about the results you want to get. Be intentional about it and be purposeful and be decisive about the very result you want to get. Because you will basically face resistance. And so when you face resistance, you're not done it. Right? So be decisive about it. That's one. If you are not decisive about the project, if you are not decisive about the project you want to achieve, about results, if you are not decisive about it, you will basically you may have reasons to dump it, reasons to be angry, reasons to be frustrated, reasons to just let it go. So you won't let it go. Remember, the result is the goal. So be decisive and be intentional about it. Then number 2, you have to be humble. You have to be humble to impress those who are resisting you. In impressing people who are resisting you, be humble on them. Be humble with them. The woman went to Jesus and worshipped him and said, please help me. Be humble. In your leadership journey, be humble. The fact that you are resisted doesn't mean they make the person your enemy. Be humble about it. Alright? The person is not your enemy. Remember, he has a different purpose, he has a different boundary, he has a different desire. Alright? So be humble about it. Send them gifts sometimes. In special days like bad days, send them gifts. Alright? So celebrate with them. Work with them. Cheer them up. Don't project them as your enemies just because they resisted you on a project or on a pursuit for over. No! Be humble. Relax. The woman worshipped. Alright? So have that in mind. Then Jesus said to her, it is not good. Remember to take the food for the dogs, for the children and give to the dogs. But the woman said, I know. She embraced that resistance. She never got angry. She said, I know. Yes, but even dogs can eat the crumbs from the children's table. That's reframing. Leadership reframing. See, you must be able to reframe people's opinion of you. Learn to reframe it. As a great leader, you must advance in your leadership journey. You must learn to reframe people's opinions. You are not who people say you are. You are not dogs. You are not a non-entity. Reframe it. Reframe it positively to help you to your advantage. When there is a perspective that is not in alliance to your identity, reframe that perspective to the person and let the person understand that you don't totally buy that idea, yes, but then this is your idea of that same thing in a humble way, not confrontationally. Not confrontationally. Don't be confrontational about it, but be humble about it and also be reasonable about it. Project your business. Be logical, be humble about it, but don't be confrontational. And everybody will see your good reason. Your good reasoning and your humility as a great point for advancement. All right, so that's it. Reframe it. That's the third point. Then the fourth point I'll also say is be persistent. Be persistent. Don't just done the project. Be persistent. Watch your temperament. Be temperate. Don't get angry around the way. You haven't got your result yet. So be persistent. Be persistent. You must be able. If the project is important, then you must be able to go a long way until result is achieved. Be persistent. And the fifth one, you have to trust. Have trust in the system. Have trust in the people that change can come. Have trust in the system that change can come. Have trust in the system, in the people that change can come. Change can come. If not now, maybe later, but it will definitely come. And so, because your project is not just because of your interest, but for the general good, change can come. So, have trust in the system, all right? And have faith in God that everything will turn out for your good. Have faith in God that it will turn out for your good. So, in increasing resistance, I have told you to understand these 5 or 6 points so that your project will be not just a success, but you have excellence. You'll be a being of excellence, and you'll be doing your best, not just doing your best, but being your best in your leadership journey. Let me stop there now. Thank you so much. Make your comments, put down your thoughts. Let's discuss together. Let's discuss it further, and let's work on that line. Thank you. God bless you. Before next, we'll see you next time. Thank you.